Do you ever catch yourself apologizing for everything? You go somewhere, you say, I'm sorry. You sit down, you say, oh, I'm sorry. You pick up the phone to someone who's calling you and you're like, oh, sorry. This episode is all about how we say, I'm sorry, and how we apologize for our existence and our presence, and how you can replace that phrase, I'm sorry, with something else to find your ultimate confidence. Hello, my beautiful, gorgeous dance baby, and welcome to another episode of More Than Dance. Today, we are talking about one of the no-no words, sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry. We're talking about this word because, as you know, the Word Shift series is all about replacing a word that no longer serves you with something from your higher self. So if you haven't gotten a chance to listen to the episodes, episode 46 on can't, episode 47 on try, episode 48 on should, and episode 49, have to, episode 54, I'm too old for that, and episode 55, I'm bad at that. Shifting our words can make so much of a difference and can really make you excited about what you're working on and who you're becoming. So today we're going to talk all about sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I want to first start by telling you sorry, when there's nothing to be sorry about, is the way that you've learned to shrink yourself. Sorry is the way that you've learned to come off as more agreeable. Sorry is the word that you use to be more adaptable. Sorry is the word that you chose to use to appear soft. Sorry is the word that you learned was the only way to be polite. Sorry is the word that you choose to excuse yourself from saying what you really want to say. So today we're going to go into not only other options for sorry, but a way to show your politeness, your softness, your ability to be agreeable with a more powerful phrase/phrases that will in turn open you up to more power and more confidence, because sorry is a shrinking word. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not talking about the kind of sorry that you say when you hurt someone's feelings, or the kind of sorry that you say when you broke someone's plans that they were looking forward to and you didn't have regard for their time or their space. Those sorries are necessary, and those are apologies. The sorries that I'm talking about today are when you're going on public transportation and you sit down next to someone and you say, sorry, you're apologizing for your existence. Or when you're at dance class and you forgot the move and you say, sorry, and you're apologizing because you forgot a move that you just learned. Or the time where you say, sorry for entering a room that you deserve to be in. There are tiny moments of sorry that I observe all the time, and being someone that helps women with their confidence and guides them through finding their power through dance, I observe this a lot. So we're going to get right into it. So the first thing I want to ask you is, when do you say you're sorry? And can you think of a moment where perhaps maybe you've said it today already and you're like, oh my God, I always do that. Maybe this is something that you are conscious of and you're like, I really do want to break this habit. And maybe it's something that you're not conscious of at all, and you will now bring awareness to it so that you can move forward in a more confident manner. So my question to you is, how often in about a week's span do you apologize for doing absolutely nothing wrong? I can think of some times when I'm teaching my students, and I already told you about the one where they forget and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. But it's also when they're in the learning process and they're brand new and they're like, sorry, I'm not good at this. What are you being sorry for? I see them apologizing for learning. When you say sorry, it's assuming fault. It signals shame. So just think of that. You're in a class, you're learning, you didn't get it right. So now you're saying sorry. So now you know, like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry. When you really say sorry authentically, you're feeling what that feels like. Oh, I'm sorry. Even my body, it's shrinking right now. It's becoming less, which is so ironic because in dance, we want to become more. We want to be bigger. We want to take up more space. When you say sorry, you're cutting off your curiosity in the dance process. Sorry is a closing statement. It's like, sorry, let's just stop this and move forward. It ends the conversation, and learning actually thrives when we're open. If you've listened to the episode, Yes, and I forget which episode that was, but I think it was 70 something. It's about being open to possibilities. Sorry is being closed. We get into the habits of saying this because it's like part of our makeup. Like, oh, sorry, sorry. So it becomes habit. It's part of people pleasing. It's this idea of wanting to be liked or even wanting to move on quickly. Sorry is often this politeness that shows up, and really it's hiding fear. Because if you didn't say sorry, you'd be confronting. Sitting on the public transportation, is this seat taken? Oh, it's not. I'm working right now to get in the mindset of those sorry moments. I can think of a few. Like when you're learning something new and like, you've been told what that thing was and you like need to ask it again. Like, sorry, can you say that again? But it's like we're apologizing for just not knowing something just after learning it once. Why? Why do we do that? I was told one time, whenever you get the opportunity to replace sorry with thank you, do it. Learning something, oh, thank you so much for repeating that. Can you repeat it again? Or you're late for something. Oh, thank you so much for your patience. Or you want to squeeze by a line of people. Excuse me. Oh, thank you for making space. It can become a powerful tool for you because one, it's going out of what you do normally. And that's always a great skill, is doing something out of the norm. And two, it allows you to lean on your presence, which is what we do a lot of in dance. We rely on our presence to articulate the movements, to showcase what we're working on. If you're sorry, in a way, you're sorry for yourself being present. You're sorry for taking up that room, taking up that space, making the other person move, squishing by a clump of people. You're sorry that you exist, not in a very big way, but in a very small way. And if you know me, you know I love the book Atomic Habits, and it's all about tiny, tiny, tiny micro changes to make one big change. Well, if you're making a micro change by shrinking yourself times your lifespan, you've shrunken yourself a lot. Versus if you can figure out a way to showcase your presence, which is what dance will do immediately, all those micro changes will be enhancing your life. And you'll get more confirmation for reasons why we need you to exist there, reasons why we want your presence, reasons why don't say sorry, say you're welcome, here I am. And it doesn't have to be thank you. I know that's like jumping from like A to Z. You can jump to B too. And instead of saying thank you, you can say, oh, can you do that again? I'm working on it. I'm learning this. Got it. Let me try again. Oh, I understand now. Let me do it again. And it's sad to say this, but the people around you, they will respond differently too. If you're continually saying sorry for your existence and the things that you do, you're training people to view you as less than. You're training them to see you as, oh yeah, there they go asking that question again. Or you're training people on how you want them to see you, even if that's not how you want them to see you. You're saying, I'm just going to shrink on over here. Don't acknowledge me. They won't. If you're blending in always, you're not going to be noticed. You won't stand out. There's a way to not stand out and then also not shrink yourself. And one of them is knowing your worth and knowing that you belong here. When you come to a dance class, you belong there. You've figured it out. You went through all of the hard part of signing up, finding a spot in your schedule, committing, maybe telling someone that you know that you're going to go and do this. And then you finally get there and you're going to say, sorry, I'm learning. No, you're not. Instead, you're going to say, I'm here. I don't have shame for what I'm learning. I have more capacity. I deserve things that are great too, because not everything needs an apology. And growth definitely doesn't require permission. So when you're thinking, as you're reflecting on why you might say sorry to so many things, do you think it's because you've learned to be agreeable? Do you think it's because that is how you thought of yourself as polite? Do you think it's because you've thought, let me minimize my needs? Or do you think maybe it goes way back to where maybe you were corrected for taking up space? And I know for a lot of women, I'm sorry became a way of being the way that we are. Just, oh, I'm sorry. When do you ever see men just walking around saying, I'm sorry for sitting. I'm sorry for walking. I'm sorry for going into this door. Oh, sorry. I would guess never. So I want you to take with you the idea that don't apologize for being seen. Don't apologize for trying and attempting to learn something, which I wouldn't even call trying. You know me, trying, isn't it? You're already doing. Don't apologize for the learning process. Don't apologize for not knowing it yet. And know that stopping this habit isn't about being rude. It's about getting honest with yourself and understanding that you can be polite and take up space at the same time. Your apology is not a placeholder for confidence. It's like, that's not going to work. Over time, has it worked? No. So continuing it is not going to work. I think one of the hardest things is knowing that I'm sorry isn't even what the other person wants to hear, because we're going to say, oh, don't be sorry. So it might help to think of it like that. This is what I also tell the people pleasers is like, you think you're people pleasing, but then come to find out what you thought you were doing to please the other person, when they find out that that's what you were doing, that's not pleasing them at all. So it's like, it's fear. So in other words, when you're apologizing and someone says, don't be sorry, believe them. Don't be sorry. Be grand. Take up space. Knowing that you can be kind and grounded and polite and accepting all at the same time. So I know that these words, when we change them, it's not an overnight process, especially if this is something that you say and do a lot. It might actually take some real time and real awareness for you to even acknowledge like, whoa, I do that. And then to secondly, acknowledge that, hey, you might not want to do it anymore. It might be that divine timing moment where it's like, I'm done with this part of my life. It's my turn now. It's time for me to shine. And what's so funny about that moment, that pivotal moment, you can also think of it like in a movie where the character just decides, like, I'm thinking of a Hallmark movie most likely, I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. And then they get like a new outfit. They take their glasses off. They get their hair done and all of a sudden like they're beautiful, even though they were always beautiful all the times before. And they make this big change. There's a lot of outward physical changes that happen for you to believe the change internally. And sometimes the reverse is possible, meaning you can work on the internal changes. So like your reframes, your words that you feed into your brain every day, and then you get the outward appearance of that change versus like in the movies where the physical change happens first. And it's not an overnight process for sure. And I'll catch myself still saying try. And I'll be like, oh, we don't say that. We do. We know this. And I'm aware of it. And it's fun to be aware of it because then you can be like, oh, past me used to say that all the time. And then you get to observe your growth. And that's so fun too. So I hope that this helps you. And I hope that the next time you are saying you're sorry, you're apologizing for something that you actually did that was maybe wrong. And I hope that the next time that you go to say it, also, I hope that you don't hurt anyone's feelings. But when the next time that you're going to say it, I hope you have a minute to say, whoa, wait a minute. Or at least catch yourself after and say, I did that again. How could I have said something differently? And know that you have different tools to say the same thing. So thank you. Or I'm learning this. Or I'm working on that. Thank you for your patience. And I'll leave you with this question, a journal question, or maybe just a thinking question. What would change or what would be possible if you didn't need to justify your presence? So I hope that this was helpful for you. And if you want to help another dancer just like you, it would mean the absolute world to me if you left a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or you can, of course, share it with a friend. These are the best ways the podcast can be seen to people just like you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the dance floor.